So you've just opened Blender. Like after, if you've not installed Blender, please check out the other video. I will link it up there to know how to install Blender. Hi, hope you're well, hope you're doing well. This is day one of the tutorial. Now we are actually inside the software. And when you first open the software, you get this thing. This thing is called the splash screen. This is where you choose like the type of layout that you want. Blender can be used for a lot of things, and so it has like many demarcations of like what you want to actually do with it. So if you're into 2D animation, you'll go to 2D. If you're into sculpting, you'll go to sculpting. If you are into VFX, you would go to VFX, and if you're doing video editing, you'll go to the video editing layout. For us, we're going to choose the general. Once you click on the general, you will be taken to this part, which is the viewport. The viewport is where you get to interact with all your 3D characters. This includes everything you've added. For example, on default, we have the camera over here, the cube, the default cube, and here we have like a light that had been added to the scene. So this part is known as the viewport. Up here we have our menu where we have our file. Here we click to save, to link, to do a lot of things, to import pictures. Here we have the editing tab where we can adjust our preferences. All these parts we will go to individual details about them. This layout is the same as the one on the splash screen. When you click this logo part, this logo part, you get the option to return the splash screen, which is this one. So the same parts that are on the splash screen are the same ones that are here, which showcases all the things that you can do with Blender. After the viewport, we have the toolbar. This right here is the toolbar, this specific location where we have the most commonly used tools of it. So the toolbar has a lot of factors. We have the selection, we have the cursor. The cursor is this thing. The cursor has various roles which we will explore in future tutorials that I will explain in like next tutorial where we would actually start using. But now we are just trying to understand and navigate the software. Here we have the move tool. So move tool is one you can use to select things and move them, say like that. Alternatively, to move something, you can use the reference where moving is the same as grabbing. So you'll take the grab, which is G, the shortcut as you can see right here on my mouse cast, and just move it around. So to move something, you can use this from the toolbar, or you can just press G, and it can move to any part of the 3D software. Next, we have the rotation. So to rotate, you can just press here, or to rotate, just like from the word rotate, you can use the keyboard R. So R will help you rotate anything on the viewport. Next, we have the scaling tool. This scaling tool enables you to make something big, say in the Y-axis, in the X-axis, or in the Z-axis. So these lines are a bit hard to remember, but the blue is Z, as Z over here. The X is red, as X over here. Y is green, as Y over here. So that is for scaling. Scaling, just like rotate, first letter of the word, scale, and you can be able to move in any direction. Next, we have transform. Transform means like now to be able to do all these factors where it showcases the rotation, the movement, and the scaling all together. Other parts of the toolbar we shall explore later, but now you just understand that this section is known as the toolbar. It has the main keys. So just a recap of the last minute over there. Scale is for making something big, that is scaling. Grab with the letter G is for moving things across the viewport. R is to enable something to rotate within the viewport. Right here we have an alternative editing factors. I shall explain that in the next tutorial of viewing the viewport. That we will interchange. We just want to know what is where. So you see, once I clicked this, it brought like a wireframe kind of view. I will explore all forms of viewing the viewport in the next tutorial. Right now, I just want you to understand the navigation. Next, we have the outliner. The outliner is right here, right where I am pointing over here. This is considered like a catalog of all the objects that are on the viewport. For example, this is a cube, Once you click something here, it gets clicked automatically on the viewport. That is our light, and that is our camera. So if I add a cube, another cube will show up here. They are arranged into things like collections, which work the same way as folders do. After that, we have the properties panel. This is where all the influences that you're making on the 3D characters appear. So it has various of them. I will not go into detail of what each does. Next tutorial for sure, but this is known as the properties panel. It has the modifiers, the rendering properties, the camera properties, anything and everything that can be adjusted on the 3D viewport. It is available. Okay, I hope we are together up to now. To be able to add something new, you find out in the next tutorial. But just a recap, we have the menu right here on top, the toolbar right here. This place where you can see your things is a viewport. This place is known as the outliner, and this is known as the properties section. Hope you understood. Thank you. Next. There's a lot of things that are going on. All these parts can be adjusted. See, once you toggle up to like the corner, you can add two versions of the viewport. And to close that, you just use the corner, extend towards the direction of the one you just found, and now we are back to normal. We have the viewport attached, and you can use that on the viewport, you can use that on the outliner. Because right now, if I wanted to add an outliner, what do? I add like this, or I join like that. You've understood? So corner, toggle, move, corner, toggle, move, and now we have a new viewport, which is exactly the same as the one we currently have. And this can be used to compare properties. After that, we need to be able to move our viewport, like we need to be able to see other properties of the viewport. To be able to rotate our viewport, we can use the middle mouse button, or if you don't have a mouse, you can just tap here, where this helps you move like the whole viewport, whereby you get a different perspective. The factors of the cube still remain the same, they remain equally measurable. The location is the same, everything does not move, just you get a different perspective of the viewport. So if you want to change it to say like the X view, the Y view, the Z view, you can just use this to rotate, and I am just holding down the button and rotating. Another thing you can do is to zoom. I am using a tracking pad, so I am just stretching my fingers. Alternatively, to zoom, you can use the scroll wheel on your mouse. Also, alternatively, you can use this button, which has like zoom feature. So once you hold it, you can like increase and decrease using your trackpad. Next, we have this panning view. To be able to pan your view, you can be able to use your middle mouse button, or you can just hold and just track with another finger. You see, then now we are able to like push our view sideways, leftwards, and then we can use zoom to like make it come back down. This is known as the camera view. This enables you to see what your camera is saying. I think those are all. Yeah, and this is like a collective of both, which enables you to switch from perspective to an orthographic perception. And this is like the perspective or the graphic projection. I hope you've understood these factors. Let me know what you need to update. To be able to understand the navigation, I will give you a couple of assignments. I need you to, using just your mouse once you've entered the Blender, task 1, return the splash screen. Task 2, add a new viewport. Task 3, I need you to rotate one viewport to be able to view it in different angles. Task 4, I need you to grab the cube that is in the location and move it to any part of the viewport. It doesn't matter, just move it elsewhere, and then you need to scale it for the next task. Then I need you to rotate it. Rotate it in any direction. It doesn't matter which direction it was. We'll become more precise once we advance into the tutorial, but right now I need you to move, rotate, and scale the object. Next, I would love for you to learn how to delete. To delete is simply just tapping the object using you can see my mouse right here at the corner if you're having a hard time following which buttons I'm pressing. Just tap the object using your mouse and press X and D to delete. X, D to delete. X, D to delete. Once you have understood this, I feel like that is it. Now you know the basics of the Blender interface, how to navigate, how to start editing objects. Hit a like if this helps to off-ground your Blender skills. Comment below what has been Comment below what has been the confusing part of learning Blender on your end, and I'll cover that in the next tutorial. Thank you.